fucking nerd. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god!
I can't move. I can't move.
Pick me up, coach! Oh, coach!
I must try. Oh my! Oh. 3-4-3, you've done it again, you bastards. Literally no rank increase on a plat 4 against 4 1500 ONYX players. They probably had a coach too.
Not saying the ranking system sucks, but the ranking system sucks.
And what they're doing is going into social games and losing on purpose and doing really poorly, so that when they go into ranked, that they're actually placed up against like really poor players with really good teammates, confusing the matchmaking system. 343's ranking system design for Halo Infinite is really whack right now, and it's really concerning as to how this even came to be. I'm gonna go over like what's wrong with the ranking system right now, how it could possibly be better, and how they could change the focus of it to make it even better for players in general. And then also, if you stick around to the end, I'm gonna even go over an exploit that someone found to rank up even faster and basically avoid the negativities of the ranking system entirely, which is really unfortunate that that's a thing. And so my name is Slick. Let's get right into the video. As a lot of you guys know, the current ranking system for matchmaking is interesting. It randomly drops you 10 to 15 points for a loss, gives you 1 to 3 points for most wins unless you really perform well. I'm talking plus 10 KD minimum to get more than like a 5-point gain, and a lot of people are getting really frustrated with it. And to confirm this, I even tweeted about it yesterday. You can see that tweet here, and it's probably the most interacted tweet I've ever made, which is a big deal for me and Nick being small YouTubers. Halo has had really good ranking systems in the past, and the fact that 343 has managed to kind of mess this one up is evidence that maybe they still don't have a handle on what players actually want. My number one gripe with the ranking system is the fact that wins and losses are very much so not equal. It seems like a win can, if you play average, like I'm talking if you go plus 5 KD, you could get all the caps in a game, have a plus 3 KD. If someone on your team has a higher KDA than you and you win the game, you're more likely than not to only go up like say 2 to 3 points max, sometimes even 1 point, especially when you get up in the higher ELO. I'm talking like 1700 plus. Preston did not go up in rank at all, and he had 1 minute and 44 seconds of ball time in oddball.
Yep. Literally won the game for us on that last one. He had a 50 or 60 points in a row there.
Literally no rank increase on a plat 4 against 4 1500 ONYX players. They probably had a coach too.
Not saying the ranking system sucks, but the ranking system sucks.
That's like the most bullshit ever.
Below 0, man. Doesn't matter.
It's like
below 0, you don't go up.
Oh, it's so cringe. You literally did 144 ball time, most on our team. Yeah, you dropped -12, but you had 14 assists. You had third most assists on the team. Like, not a single increase. You're plat 4 playing against 4 ONYX 1500 plus. That is some BS. In order to make up for an 11-point loss, if you're an average player, you have to at least play 5 games pretty much, if you're not the top of your team every single game, in order to make up that ELO loss, which is just absolutely catastrophic for most players. But the deal is simple. A lot of people can't maintain their top skill level every single game. And in fact, people have bad days, people have bad games, people have bad weeks. And because of that, they can really get beat down to an ELO level much lower than what their actual rating, CSR rating, is supposed to be in theory. That's at least what I think. It also seems if you quit a game, you're like guaranteed to drop 16 points. I think 16 is like the maximum CSR loss you can obtain. Basically what I'm getting at is the MMR system doesn't really make sense right now.
You gotta be playing like util side. I don't know though.
Util one shot that front door, Util one shot.
He's absolutely.
Right, he's one.
Got him.
Let's
Fucking
go, boy.
let's go.
Told you this game was winnable, baby.
Unbelievable.
Woohoo!
Fucking
Okay,
beautiful.
Let's fucking go.
Jesus.
What you say?
My solution is that we take the focus right now of the CSR and MMR system, which is 100% focused on KDA, it seems like. You get people who don't play objective all game because if they lose but they have really high KDAs, they're gonna lose less points in the game. So it actually encourages players to just absolutely stat and slay instead of actually playing the OBJ. What needs to happen is the system needs to be restructured to actually focus on wins as the primary CSR booster and loser of your MMR or CSR rank. That's how it was in Halo 3, that's how it was in Halo 2, and that's honestly how it should be in this game. You look at other popular games like Valorant, you have your win-loss as the primary factor of your rank, and then of course your performance follows underneath that and influences that rise or fall, as I previously stated. So if I actually lose a game, but I have the most oddball time on my team, the most slays on my team, I'm actually going to lose less points than someone else on my team who got more slays and less oddball time. It should depend on the game type, and that performance should be reflected in your MMR gain or loss. If we talk about Slayer, it could probably maintain exactly where it is. You could play a Slayer match if you get a high KDA, you get the least deaths on your team, most kills, most assists, you should get a substantial gain. If you lose but still pull that off, a much smaller loss in CSR. It's pretty simple. If it's CTF, if you get the most score on your team, you should get a significant gain when you win. If you lose but you do well, you should maintain a lower drop in CSR. Right now, the system is just so far from that. In Halo Infinite, you get these really weird games where, since the BR is like so incredible and so easy to use, where you'll have someone like with the most assists on the team and the most damage, but they'll be like 10 kills behind the lead KDA person, and that person who gets the highest KDA will actually end up with the biggest CSR gain, while the person who's actually doing all the damage isn't getting any at all. It's just like the algorithm of the CSR MMR rank just like totally ignores those factors, which is just like, is so wrong. It just shouldn't be that way. I propose that 343 restructures the entire ranking system and focuses on that win-loss primarily and follows it up with performance. I think it's the only way to go. Let me know in the comment section below. Do you like the way it is, or do you want a different system where it's based on wins? Am I making sense? Let me know. I'd love the feedback. Now, lastly, I want to touch on a really interesting thing. I mentioned it at the beginning of this video, but there have actually been people discovering exploits in the ranking system, just kind of proving how flawed it is. And let me tell you more about that right now. So if you go and check out @GameSager on Twitter, Anthony actually tweeted out, "So I confirmed on an alt account, that the game uses your social MMR for ranked as well. So if you do good in social, you get worse teammates and play against better players. Currently have a top 10 ranked player who now does extremely bad in social, so his ranked matches are easier." 343, I don't know who in the world was sitting there when you guys were designing the system and saying that social should tie to ranked in any way, shape, or form. So what Anthony is saying is that you can literally play a social match as a warm-up, drop like 30 kills in that, and what that's going to do is when you play ranked, the ranking system is going to be like, oh, this guy just had a really good game, so let's make sure he's paired up with people who aren't as good as him, and then make sure that when the balance happens that they're playing players on the other team who are equal in skill level. What that could mean is if you are, like, let's say ONYX 1700 as an example, and you drop a 30 kill game in Team Slayer before hopping into ranked, you could actually end up getting like a bunch of Diamond 4, 5, 6 players on your team. So what Anthony is saying is that there's a top 10 player. Anthony is not naming names, Anthony is not calling anyone out directly, which I respect, but the point is that there is someone in the top 10 who is aware of this exploit, and what they're doing is going into social games and losing on purpose and doing really poorly, so that when they go into ranked, that they're actually placed up against like really poor players with really good teammates, confusing the matchmaking system to think that you're actually not as good as you are when you get put into these games. If you go onto Halo Tracker, you can see like the percentage chance to win a match, and these things, if you're winning like really skewed matches, that's probably a good indicator that your social skill and your rank skill are pretty off. That right there is evidence that this system needs a rework. I really hope that 343 looks into it, and something needs to change. I think that this is absolutely insane right now. I'm totally cool with just grinding. I'm loving the game as it is. The desyncs, the lag spikes, the random other stuff like the hit detection, latency, all these things definitely need work, but as it is right now, as it stands, I still love the game. However, I've just gotten to the point in ranked where I just don't care about my rank anymore, and I'm just absolutely slaying out every game, just trying to get better, so that when they do update the system, my rank will just fly up and it'll match my true skill. that's my number one thing, is I'm just worried that my true skill is not reflected in my CSR, and that every single time I lose, I just hate looking at my rank because I just know it's going to drop like anywhere from like 6 to 11 to 12 to 16 points if you quit out. You know what I mean? That's just tough 343. So anyway, I hope that we get some actual balance in the ranking system. I hope that they get rid of that absolute crazy exploit, and even more so, I would love if they rework the system so that wins would count more than your performance or your KDA. Those are my 3 biggest points. That's really the reason why I made this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't know, my name is Slick from Breaking the Clutch. We make Halo YouTube videos. We upload as much as we can on the channel here. We've got a clips channel. You got to go check that out. And we also have like all the social medias you can imagine. So go ahead and follow if you care. If you didn't like the video, please dislike it and then leave a comment. If you enjoyed it, like it. It really helps us out. And otherwise, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Slick from Breaking the Clutch, and we'll see you guys next time.